Boxing Voice.
All right, we're live with the woman of many titles, Emily P. Also, you can follow her at Emily Boxing on Twitter, and we'll just let her, pronounce her own last name. But Emily, you have a lot of things going on in Phoenix, Arizona. You're really making a name for yourself, working with a lot of fighters now. You're dipping and dabbing into the promotions a little bit with IronBoy, and we'd just like to get a little gist of what IronBoy is doing in Arizona, not only for the community, but for all those young kids and fighters that you're putting on these cards that normally don't get an opportunity.
Yeah, IronBoy Promotions, we're currently working on our 14th card here in Phoenix, Arizona. We started back in 2011, and like you said, these guys didn't really have a place where they could fight consistently. You know, they'd have a show here occasionally, but you found them having to go out of town and fight a lot. So Roberto Vargas, the promoter, he came in, he brought IronBoy to Phoenix, and he's put on 14 shows now, or this will be our 14th show here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we have another one coming up on September 20th, which is our second co-promotion with Top Rank Boxing, and that will be televised on Unimas. And we also have a show coming up October 10th in El Paso, so that'll be our first foray into Texas as well.
Now, in my opinion, I just believe that this is a good thing for Phoenix and Arizona and boxing in general in that area, because you got guys like Oliveras and Javier Loya who usually have to go out of town and pretty much get into the B side of fighting, always being the B side and making it tougher for them to progress their career because they're put in tough at an early age, because there just isn't a lot of local boxing where they can get not easy fights, but fights that are developmental where they can test their skills and their trainer could also assess them. So would you say that IronBoy is giving them that platform?
Absolutely. IronBoy has put on somewhere between 10 and 14 fights, each of their cards, put on almost all exclusively local talent. With Top Rank coming in, they're putting on, of course, some of their prospects on the card as well, last fight and this fight. But, the guys are absolutely getting a chance to fight, get that experience in a place, like you said, where they're not coming in as the B-side necessarily, and, fight in front of a hometown crowd and have that experience and know, these guys are going to, they say they're going to put on a show and they're actually going to do it. Because that's another issue. There's been occasionally you'll have here and everywhere, cards that get scheduled and don't happen or whatever. So it's just been a, real consistent place for these guys to grow. And you're starting to see them build like a fan base. Alexis Santiago Beaver, he's on the show we have on September 20th. He's got such a huge fan base. I love having his fans out to the show because they're so loud and so much fun. We've had all of our shows at the Celebrity Theater. It's around a circle venue where the ring is in the middle, no bad seat in the house, and it's just, the environment is totally different than like a ballroom show or those types of things you see usually for Unimas. And it's just awesome to see these guys, getting the opportunity to fight in front of their friends and family and really experience all of that and be somewhere, like you said, that they have an opportunity to grow and grow their skills and not necessarily come in as a B-side.
Now, give us a little more info on the collaboration with IronBoy and Top Rank, and what sort of impact do you think that it's going to have on IronBoy as a promotional company in Phoenix, Arizona? Clearly, the name Top Rank associated with IronBoy is going to add growth, but could you get into a little more about that?
Absolutely. This has been awesome. It's something that, we are working for. Obviously, we want to promote our local guys 100%, and we have some local fighters that we have signed to the promotion that are great. But, obviously, to grow, we need television. We need somebody like Top Rank to back us, and that's what's happened. Last show, July 26th was our first show with them. I love the guys over there. Frank Stay and I, we've been friends, kind of came up together in the business. And, they were just awesome to work with, and it was just a different level. And I'll tell you, I had a little moment during the weigh-in. Our weigh-in was just amazing. Went really fast, looked good, and we had Lupe Contreras there, announcing the weigh-in, and I had this little, emotional moment there, wow, we're really doing this. This is, a big step that we've taken. You haven't made it yet or anything, we're not going crazy, but it was a big step for us to work with Top Rank and do TV, and it was a different different experience. We had done production of our shows. We'd live stream them, so we were familiar with, running around cameras downstairs in the dressing rooms and stuff. But it was a whole different level, and it's been a great experience. And they were happy. We got lots of compliments and good feedback from them, and they came right back. So we finished the show, and then we already had the show scheduled September 20th, and they said, hey, we'd love to do the show with you again. And obviously we're thrilled. So we're currently at the top of the card is Andy Ruiz on September 20th here in Phoenix, and we're just excited for the opportunity to work with them again.
Now, of course, because of Top Rank, basically joining forces with you, could we look forward to whenever you have guys like Andy Ruiz or maybe a level under, could we look forward to possibly, is that in the works, to having these cards streamed on Top Rank Live because of the platform that they offer with the mobile access, allowing people to view these fights on their live stream app?
That would probably be a question for them. I mean, we actually talked about, and we got approval from Top Rank to do it, to stream the undercard on our website like we've done in the past. We just opted not to do it because it's our first couple shows with Top Rank, and we want to make sure that we have our ducks in a row and we all work together well before we introduce that element. Another TV crew, we don't want to be in Unimas's way or whatever. So I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's a pretty tight venue for production, so I don't know what how many people that the Top Rank Live brings in, but I don't see why not. It's just more on their side from a budgetary standpoint. I don't know if they'd be willing to do that, but we might. So.
All right, so talk to a little about some of your other job titles because, like I said in the beginning, you're a woman with many titles, and you work in many different aspects of boxing. So just let us know a little bit about who else you're working with on the publicist side of things.
Publicity-wise, I'm still working with Joel De La Hoya. Love working with him. He's hilarious, and I love the guys he works with, Francisco Vargas, Diego De La Hoya, Hugo Centeno. Diego's really, one of my favorite fighters right now. I kind of want to give him a plug because he's so much fun to watch and so talented. And he's fun to watch because he loves it so much, what he's doing, so. I'm still working with the Benavides family, with David and Junior. They're doing well. David's going to be making his U.S. debut on October 10th. And, with IronBoy, I do PR, but I also do other things, running around. And, I think I was in charge of transportation the last show, so making sure that the people got, that the people we had doing pickups and drop-offs. With a small promotion, you kind of wear a lot of hats, so I'm actually getting to learn a lot of different aspects of the business. It's been challenging and fun all at the same time. I was able to leave my day job a few months ago, and so I'm in boxing exclusively, and I'm also working with Cameron Duncan, not on the publicity side as much, more on just his assistant, basically. All
right. Well, I heard some rumors of some things that you guys are doing in Arizona in terms of charity and events like that. So, is anything coming up, or has anything just taken place that maybe the world needs to know about?
We just did. Last Saturday we had a friend of mine runs a group home here in Phoenix. It's for boys ages 10 to 17 whose parents are, just indisposed, unavailable to care for them because they're in jail or they have, drug problems or whatever. And, he contacted me and he said, look, these boys could really use some mentorship, some, just a good example. And we have in Phoenix Joey Ruelas, who's an IronBoy Promotions fighter. He's currently injured. We think he'll be back in our November show. He actually went to jail or prison for 5 years. And we had the Sunshine Group homeboys come out, and Joey talked to them. And, when they first walked in, they were kind of scowling, like, what are we doing here? It's hot, just looking kind of miserable. And there was one kid in particular that my friend had told me was, kind of struggling. And I said, hey, you like boxing? He's like, no, I like football. I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine. So he goes and stands on the side from the other kids. And then Joey and Daniel Garcia, another fighter we have, they both took some time to talk to the boys and really kind of, Joey almost poured his heart out. It was a really emotional thing, to see him kind of go through this process of, first of all, this is what I've been through and it's not that great. And also, I want to be here for you so you have someone you can talk to. And he gave his number to all the kids. Everlast gave us some backpacks and keychains, and We had our embroidery guy made them all custom shirts with their names on them and stuff. And it was just a really cool experience, both for the kids and for the fighters. I mean, everybody left kind of feeling really good that day, so that was awesome. We're doing little things here and there. We're just working on a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club here in Phoenix, and like there's a local kid that's been bullied because of his big teeth. They call him Beaver, and we got a fighter here named Beaver. So I talked to Beaver. I said, look, why don't we bring this kid to the show and kind of have, let him hear everybody, cheering for you, with your big teeth. And he said, that'd be great. So we're working on that too.
Now, I wanted to ask, because you're making it seem as if IronBoy may be a little smaller than the inclinations that we're getting, because I also have it on good word that some of your fighters are actually receiving top-quality sparring. So clearly you guys are shoving out the big bucks. I mean, I heard that one of your fighters was sparring with Orlando Salido not too long ago.
Yep. Salido trains here in Phoenix, so a couple of our guys get work with him. We got guys getting work with Ray Beltran here in Phoenix, with Benavidez, and some of the fighters we have here in Phoenix. Victor Castro is on this card, and he's newly signed to IronBoy, and he's getting sparring with Leon Spinks III out in California and training out there with Israel Vasquez. So I wouldn't. While we're a growing promotion, we still are trying to do right. Obviously by our fighters and making sure that they're growing as fighters as well.
Absolutely, and that's the reason that I wanted to mention it, so that people can know that, this is not a rinky-dink operation. You got some big-name fighters in there, at least playing the mentor role, as well as giving these younger fighters some good work. So basically, is there anything else that we need to add here on this September 20th? Because I think that's a big card with Andy Ruiz. He's going to be taking on Liakovic, who last time I believe we see him being knocked out by Deontay Wilder. So it's a perfect barometer fight to let us know where Andy Ruiz Jr. is at in his career, and just speak about being able to land such a big name for a headline.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for us. This is like I said, our second top ranked card. Back in July, we had Benavidez at the top of the card and Oscar Valdez, and that was just such a cool opportunity for us to have both of those guys on that card. And here we have Ruiz. We've got a couple of really great. We got Shane Mosley Jr. coming, and a couple of prospects that were former two-time med Olympian from the Ukraine. And so we've got, a few different great prospects, but with Andy Ruiz at the top, obviously that's really exciting, and that's going to be, a title fight, not a world title. I think he's putting his NABF on the line. And, it's obviously so huge for us here in Arizona to get such a decent card from Top Rank, and I hope, we continue to grow here. I'd love to see a card with, Beltran or Benavidez or Salido here again, that type of stuff would be great, and hopefully we can prove ourselves as, professionals, and that we can bring the people in and do this. It's exciting. It's September 20th. It'll be on Unimas. You can get tickets if you're in the Phoenix area. Join us. You can get tickets at www.iron-boy.com, and you can obviously follow us on Instagram at IronBoy and on Facebook, IronBoy Promotions. We're going to be doing a lot of ticket giveaways and that kind of stuff. We also have a store and T-shirts, and we're going to do some giveaways of that stuff as well.
Well, Emily, I guess that's it. I want to thank you again for your time. TheBoxingVoice.com, always appreciate that. We're going to stay up to date with IronBoy and bring our readers and our viewers and listeners, of course, everything IronBoy, because more boxing is always good for us. But thanks again.
Yeah, thank you. And if you guys want to give away a pair of tickets on your show, we'd be happy to give you a pair, and just let me know who wins, and we'll make sure they get the tickets.
Absolutely, we will talk about that.
All right, thank you.
The Boxing Voice.